People versus Howard Rocky, also known as Ten Spot.
You ready for sentence?
We are, Your Honor.
Howard Rocky, you've been found guilty of grand theft. In the 2 weeks which have elapsed since the jury rendered its verdict, this court has studied exhaustively the report of the probation officers. They recommend leniency because of what they choose to call extenuating circumstances. I regret, however, that this court cannot concur with their recommendation. The record shows that you have already served one sentence for grand theft in the state penitentiary. I therefore consider it my duty to impose upon you such sentence as is commensurate with your offense. 1 to 10 years in the state penitentiary.
Oh, no. No, you can't do that, Judge. You can't do that to Ten Spot.
Young woman, by what authority do you attempt to interfere with the law?
Authority? Why, I'm Ten Spot's girlfriend, Jenny the Juke.
Jenny the what?
Jenny the Juke.
Please. Continue, Miss Juke.
Oh, no, Judge, that's not my last name. It's just a handle. Jenny the Juke. On account of I'm batty about jukeboxes, and I'm always playing them whenever I can get my hands on a nickel.
Your interest in music does not entitle you to outrage the decorum of this court. Bailiff?
Oh, no, you don't, Bud. This is a free country, and I got a right to speak. Listen, Judge, I know Ten Spot's been a tough guy in his time, but now he's going straight. Honest, he is. He was telling you the truth when he told you he'd just borrowed that car in an emergency.
The court has already ruled there are no extenuating circumstances.
Well, brother, if you don't think a busted appendix is an extenuated circumstance, you're wacky, because it darn near extenuated me. It was like this, see, Judge? We were given out with a little jitterbug, see, when all of a sudden I was took real bad. Well, Ten Spot here, he just borrowed the jalopy to take me to the nearest doctor. He was going to put it back. Honest, he was.
Young woman, if you don't leave this courtroom immediately, I shall be forced to fine you.
Jenny!
I'm not going to move one step until I...
8 days for contempt of court.
Why,
And you needn't tell me you have plenty of contempt for this court, because that's a very stale joke that I've heard too many times already. Take her away.
Nice going, Judge. You know everything there is to know about legal matters and nothing about human nature. Why don't you come out from behind those law books of yours and find out what makes people tick? Then maybe you could do something about helping folks like us before they ever get in a jam. But no, you'll never do that. Because you've got a diploma from law school for a heart. And you're nothing but a bunch of legal quotations all tied up in a silly-looking black robe.
2 days more. Court dismissed. Find out what makes people tick. Learn to help them before it's too late. Oh, that's ridiculous. That's not my province.
Your car is here, sir.
Don't argue with me. Oh, is it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, very well. What's this? What's this?
Well, this is the Silk Larson case.
All the evidence is in there?
Oh, yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye, Parker.
Goodbye, sir. Enjoy your vacation.
What's that?
I said enjoy your vacation.
Oh, well, just a quiet time. No excitement. No excitement. Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir. Goodbye.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, George. Get me home as quickly as possible. Remember, don't drive over 20 miles an hour.
Yes, sir.
Oh, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Hilliard. Well, I see my wife's been busy packing.
Oh, that she has, sir. That she has.
Hilliard, what is this?
Something Mrs. Webster acquired at an art exhibit, I believe, sir. It's called Woman Eternal.
It is. Ah, womanly beauty has certainly deteriorated since my heyday.
Yes, sir.
Oh, what's that?
That, I believe, sir, is the lady's spirit escaping into the ether.
Well, it doesn't escape fast enough. How do you stop it?
You can't, sir. She merely runs herself down.
Oh. Just like all women.
Shirley! Shirley, we must finish packing before my husband arrives, raging like a bull. Oh, hello, Avery, darling. My, you're home early.
Not early enough, apparently.
Oh, good afternoon, Judge Webster.
Good afternoon, Shirley.
Oh, there you are, my good girl. Did you find my copper earrings?
No, ma'am, and I've looked everywhere.
Oh, dear, I must have them. They'll strike just the right color note for those mud baths at Hot Springs.
Penelope, I want to tell you about our change of plans.
Please, dear, in a moment. Shirley, put those in my room like a good girl, and then I'll think of something else.
Hilliard! Hilliard! I'd better have some bicarbonate of soda. All this confusion.
I understand, sir. I understand.
Oh, why, Hilliard. Well, that's all right. Now, if Madam asks any questions, I shall stand on my constitutional rights and I'll refuse to testify.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And Hilliard, if by any chance you're careless with some of Madam's other knickknacks, I shan't mind a bit. In fact, I might even raise your salary.
Very well, sir.
Yes,
I shall do my best.
Oh, thank you. Pick up all the evidence now before they catch you in flagrante delicto.
Yes, sir.
Rest in peace, old boy.
Shirley.
George!
Hiya, baby.
Oh, gosh, honey, I'm beat. That dizzy dame's had me running around in circles.
Well, circles or no circles, you still look perfect to me, baby.
Oh, George, you're so sweet. Gosh, honey, I'm glad you and me are stepping out tonight. I need a date with you after all this excitement.
Well, honey, I'm afraid we gotta call a date off.
Oh, no, we won't. You promise to take me to hear Harry Jane.
Well, Shirley, I can't. His nibs wants to start for Hot Springs tonight.
Oh, him. Ain't he got no consideration for other people?
Well, I guess he sort of thinks he ought to give them stomach ulcers of his a vacation right away.
Well, don't you go, George. We're entitled to a little fun.
Baby, it's orders. I gotta go.
That's the trouble with you, George Baxter. You never stick up for your own rights.
But look, Shirley, I got a swell job here. The pay's good, it's nice surrounded.
And you don't get a chance to run your own life. Well, I'm not going to miss having a little fun out of life just because you're not a rugged individualist. There are a lot of fellas just dying to take me out. That big, handsome ball player just called me the other day.
Oh, Shirley, not him.
The decision is entirely in your hands, Mr. Baxter. And now, if you'll pardon me.
Oh, Shirley, please.
I'm sure glad you and me are stepping out tonight.
George, slow down immediately. You might kill us.
That's your trouble, George Baxter. You never stick up for your own rights.
But, honey, a guy's gotta make a living.
Nursemaid to an ulcer.
George, I don't want to have to warn you again. Even if it is difficult, try to remember that I'm a human being.
Yes, sir. Look, sucker, how much more of this you gonna take? Well, this guy is my boss. And he's trying to live your life for you. He's even trying to make you lose your girlfriend.
George, look here. If you don't stop this ridiculous driving, I'll be forced to discharge you.
That's okay by me.
What's the matter?
Look here, Judge. I've taken more from you than any guy I ever worked for. But this is the end. You don't have to discharge me. I'm quitting.
What? This is mutiny.
You bet it is. For the last 3 months, I've been submerging my own personality just to satisfy you. Well, it's like my girlfriend says. I got my own life to live, and I'm starting right now.
George, come back here. Well, stranded and miles from Hot Springs.
Oh, never mind, Avery. I can drive.
You drive? Well, you've only had 2 lessons in your life, and the second time you stripped the gears.
Oh, that was just bad luck. Now, the trouble with you, Avery Webster, you don't appreciate what a smart wife you have. Now, you get in that car, and we'll start for Hot Springs right away.
But you haven't a driver's license.
A mere detail.
A detail? Penelope. Riding without a license, $100 fine or 20 days in jail.
Don't be ridiculous, Avery. If any policeman challenges me, I shall merely say I took the wheel because you were too drunk to drive. Now, get in. Get in. Now, let me see. See? You know, Avery, I think with one more lesson I could make it. Oh, Avery, there's a storm coming up.
That's impossible. The New York Times said today would be fair. Oh. I'll never have faith in the New York Times again. Penelope, we must look for shelter.
Then lock up the car and let's hurry.
Yes, of course, yes. Penelope, this place looks disreputable. Let's go somewhere else.
Oh, but Avery, we can't go any further.
Very well, my dear, but I tell you, I'm against it.
Avery, that monkey, it looks almost human.
Sorry, folks, that joint's closed. Come back in about 30 days.
Will you hear, my dear, what the monkey said?
Well, I won't give up so easily. Now, see here, my good...
Monkey?
Well?
You can't turn us away.
Why, in a moment the storm will burst.
Well, I'm sorry, buddy. This ain't Noah's Ark.
Oh, Avery, isn't he cute? Imagine, Noah's Ark. That was a picture, wasn't it? Mutiny on Noah's Ark.
My dear sir, if you can arrange to find us some food, I will attempt to make it very well worth your while.
Well, okay. Come on in.
This is awfully nice of you, Mr.
Aloysius Blaine. Folks call me Cookie. Come in. Sit down, folks. Commissary's kind of on the fritz right now on account of we ain't opened up for the fall season yet. We're just kind of cleaning up the joint, waiting for our license. I think maybe I can scare you up some grub. How about the specialty of the house, eggs a la Aloysius?
My good man, I'm on a very strict diet. Just a little orange Picot tea, please, with lemon, and Melba toast.
Are you kidding? Say, my eggs a la Aloysius is famous. Now, you just relax and leave me handle the details.
Oh, we're completely in your hands, Mr. Cookie. Eggs Aloysius. It sounds fascinating. How do you prepare them?
Oh, you just put some hen fruit and some hunks of salami in a skillet, and you toss in a handful of chives and just let them battle it out among themselves. Then you serve it piping hot with a great big chunk of Limburger cheese on the side. You got a dish fit for a king.
Something tells me that I'm going to need a little of this before the evening's over.
Hey, Cookie, what's the idea of letting those rats in here?
Them ain't rats, them's pigeons. Loaded.
Hey, Lola, dig the ice on the old girl.
Yeah, I already noticed.
Penelope, I think we ought to get out of here as quickly as possible.
But Avery, we can't go out in that storm. You'll have a sore throat.
But if we stay here, I might have a slit throat. Come on, darling.
Avery, really?
Oh, anything wrong, folks?
Oh, well, we thought we wouldn't wait for the food.
Oh, gee, you should know to scram now. Cookie will be awfully offended if you're left without tasting his food. He's a very, very temperamental culinary.
Pardon?
Culinary, you know, that means cook. You know, people get lost awful easy in these storms around here.
Mm-hmm. Well, perhaps we could stay a few minutes longer.
Ah, that's better. Come on.
You know, it's a good thing I took on that cooking class the last time I was up at the state pen.
If the cooking class smelled like that, I would have asked the warden for solitary confinement.
You just don't appreciate real genius.
I appreciate the fact that if I hadn't listened to your line about a life of ease, I'd still be working for Minsky's. Imagine me, Miss Iron and Smelter Works of 1935, playing stooge to a small-time chiseler like you.
Duchess, them words small time, I just don't like them. They do something to my finer sensibilities.
I thought you left them up with the warden.
Sometimes I wonder why you ever married me in the first place.
Well, it was raining, and we were in Kansas City.
Hey, you guys, get a load of this.
Ten-spot Rocky gets 10 years.
Yeah, but get this. Court denies plea of extenuating circumstances and imposes maximum sentence on underworld character.
That's a dirty trick to play on a swell guy like Ten Spot.
It was kind of ironical, too. He was planning to go straight.
Yeah, I'd like to get my hands on that judge. I'd sure hand him a maximum sentence.
Penelope, I'm not feeling very well.
Neither am I.
There you are, folks. That grub ought to really send you.
The point is, where?
I'm afraid to think.
Well, of course, that might not be up to my usual standard because I couldn't find no chives, but I chucked in just a little garlic.
My dear fellow, there is no such thing as a little garlic.
On top of everything, I brought you a nice bottle of wine.
Wine? Oh, my good fellow, really, I
Oh,
can't.
you don't have to worry about this, Bud. I bottled it myself. What a bouquet. Get us a couple of glasses, Duchess.
Oh, that's my wife's purse.
Yeah. Mind if I join you?
No, of course not.
She,
That's my old lady, my wife. Yeah, she's a nice old girl, but she's on the sensitive type. Feel like having one with us, baby?
What have I got to lose?
Hey, what's eating you?
Where's your alley cat? Why don't you introduce us?
Oh, yes, you. Folks, this is my wife, Mrs. Blaine.
Hiya.
Thank you. Our name is Webster.
Yes, my husband is just...
Just Webster.
Well, Mr. Just Webster, here's your help.
Oh, let's not mention that.
Delicious, simply delicious. A bit salty, though. Perhaps a bit more...
Sure, honey. Now, come on, Mr. Webster. Bottoms up.
Oh. No, thank you, really. I would like a glass of water, if you don't mind.
You mean to tell me you're going to spoil all that good chow with a bicarbonate of soda?
You see,
Hey, a man would think you was trying to insult my eggs a la Aloysius.
Oh, no, not at all, Mr. Cook, not at all. They were delicious. In fact, the eggs are a masterpiece of culinary art.
Oh, I know what a meal like this needs to wash it down. It's a good big bottle of champagne. Hey, Duchess, there's a bottle of champagne back at the bar. Will you get it?
Sure.
Champagne, whoopee!
I wonder if you will excuse me?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You looking for something?
No, just looking around.
Oh?
Interesting place, this.
Yes.
Yes.
Going somewhere, Bud?
Oh, just looking for a breath of fresh air.
Okay, I'll show you the way.
You needn't bother.
Oh, it's no bother at all. Come on, it's right here. There it is. Come on, take a good sniff.
Out there?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very refreshing.
Champagne for everybody. Oh, I feel so reckless.
Here you are, Mr. Webster.
Oh, thank you.
And here's one for you.
Thanks.
And you too, Duchess. We're going to make this a real celebration.
Come on, Ivory, make with the music. You heard the lady say it was going to be a real blowout, didn't you?
Avery, I think that big, masterful brute is flirting with me.
Nonsense. He wouldn't dare. You've been in the safety zone for years.
Lady, would I be somewhat amiss if I asked you to cut a rug with me, huh?
I beg your pardon?
Dance.
Oh, but of course.
Penny?
Your accusation dismissed on grounds of insufficient evidence.
Looks like bow tie's beating your time.
Oh, let the big lug show off. Who wants to dance anyhow?
Yeah, but, honey,
The ice?
You know, your face is very familiar. Haven't we met before?
Well, I don't know. What was the charge? I mean, what did you do? What is your profession?
Bubble dancer.
Oh.
Maybe that was it. In the front row of the Gaiety Theater before they raided the joint.
Oh, I hardly think that...
Hey, can I cut in?
Come on, scram, mug.
Oh.
No, boys, mustn't fight. You'll just have to share me amongst you.
Won't you join us?
Why, thank you very much.
For me?
Yeah, nice fresh one.
Excuse me, please. It was awfully nice of you to ask me over.
Was it? Was it really? It was awfully nice of you to accept the invitation.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. For me? Cheerio.
Cheerio.
Oh. You know you're a very attractive young lady.
Thank you.
What do you do here in this place? What do you do? What do you do?
Oh, I'm a singer in Cookie's floor show, when we have a floor show. We had to close about a month ago. No business.
No business? Oh, that's a shame. I'm sure you have a very lovely voice.
I guess it isn't so bad.
Not so bad. Would you sing for me?
Well,
for us?
Oh, I'm dizzy.
You're not kidding.
Hey, Ivory, how's about playing our favorite tune? Mr. Webster here wants a little entertainment.
When a couple of kids meet the very first time, they become friends right away. And I'm sure that's the right idea. So like the kiddies do, I'll say, if you like me, then I like you. And I'll like everyone you like too. And there'll be wonderful things to do. If you like me, then I'll like you.
The millionaire has got his dough. The farmer's got his crops to sow. The sailor boy has got his sea. Lucky lady, you've got me.
I used to dance in the ballet. I couldn't get work anyway, so I bought a balloon, and from then on, gee, the audience saw a lot of me. You like me, then I like you, and I'll like everyone you like too, and there'll be wonderful things to do. If you like me, then I'll like you.
You've ruby lips and teeth like pearls. You're the prettiest of the girls. You've diamonds in your hair that shine, and all that jewelry's gonna be mine.
At my age, compliments are few. Men don't flatter like they used to do. But I've been flattered by this kindly sir. He says I'm strictly a character.
If you like me, then I'll like you. And I'll like everyone you like too. And there'll be wonderful things to do. If you like me, then I'll like you.
When you are blue, you'll find a song will always help you get along. For blues don't really mean a thing. So come on, little friend, let's hear you sing.
I sing? Oh, really? Well, friends in need are friends indeed, and friendship grows from a tiny seed. These friends of yours are friends of mine. Do you suppose there's another glass of wine?
If you like me, then I like you. And I like everyone you like too. And there'll be wonderful things to do. If you like me, then I like you.
Would you care to indulge in a little turpus score, madam?
I can hardly wait.
Get with it, woman. I'm plenty hip.
Oh, be careful you don't strip your gears.
Oh, Mr. Montana, I think I'd better stop.
Well, sure, honey. Tether the torso.
Honey, it's this room revolving. You know, the dancing makes me very dizzy.
Intoxicated in a public place. 30 to 60 days, Section 582, Penal Code.
Oh, that's ridiculous. It's ludicrous. Remind me to change that.
Looks like Mr. and Mrs. Webster are worn to a frazzle.
I think you folks ought to hit the sack.
Oh, thank you. No games. No, you tell him, dear, no games. I couldn't hit anything.
Cookie means turn in, go to bed.
Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a nice guest room upstairs. Ivory, show Mr. and Mrs. Webster the royal suit.
Oh, look, Avery. They've even provided us with these darling night clothes. Oh, how sweet. You know, Avery, we've been living in a tiny world with a
big fence around it? Or is it a big world with a tiny fence around it?
Well, I don't know. I think it would be a big fence.
Why?
Well, because it's a big world.
I don't think so. Everybody keeps saying it's a small world.
Well, what is it?
It's the plan of a bank.
What's the old guy doing with a layout like that?
You don't suppose...
Wait a minute. A tunnel from a vacant store next door right through to the vault. Hey, that's sharp, that is. Well, her man Webster's nose ain't so clean, is it? Judging from that, he ain't no grifting either. That guy has a lot on the board, he has.
Are you kidding?
Who, him?
I didn't think the old guy had it in him.
Hey, how about that? And we were going to roll him.
Hey, in that case, we can't take him. It wouldn't be hospitable. He's on our side.
Yeah. Ivory, here, you better put this back right away.
Me? Supposing he wakes up.
Yeah, gets mad and rubs us out. Say, we're just a handful of mush to a guy like that.
Okay, I'll take care of it.
Well, darling, I guess you don't get that present after all. Hey, I better get this back before the old guy finds out I rolled his doll.
No, give it to me. You know, honey, if we had a big-time Joe like Webster for our chief, we could really go places.
Well, it's amazing. Darling, it's magic. Just sheer magic. Eggs, wine, garlic, Limburger cheese, and champagne, and I'm still alive.
It's a miracle.
Isn't it? And to think that those doctors have kept me on a diet for the past 20 years. A diet that no self-respecting rabbit would tolerate. But I'll get even. Just let one doctor go through one traffic light, life imprisonment.
Avery, you're a changed man.
You ain't kidding. And now for some breakfast. Oh, good morning, Mr. Cook. Cookie.
Morning, Mr. Webster. Did you grab off a nice little hunk of shut-eye?
Did I? Sleep. Oh, yes, indeed. Wonderful, wonderful. As a matter of fact, my wife and I will always remember the night in your hotel with the utmost pleasure.
You mean you're going to blow?
What?
Scram?
Oh, well, yes, we must. You see, I'm just a little bit behind schedule.
Well, I understand how it is. One can't waste time when getting away from the law.
Oh, how true. You mean you know who I am?
Why, sure.
And it doesn't make any difference?
It makes a lot of difference. If we'd have known what a big shot we had in the house, we'd have treated you different.
Oh, that's very decent of you, Cookie. Very decent indeed.
Any time, Mr. Webster, any time. Hey, Duchess, bring on the grub. Mr. Webster's here. Going to give you breakfast out in the garden.
Oh, on that terrace?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yes, refreshing.
Good morning.
Good morning, Duchess. Good morning. My. me? Oh, dear. That's a regular Lou Cullen feast, isn't it?
Jeepers, you can sure give out with the words, can't you? No wonder they gave you the handle of Webster. Sure fits you perfect.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Mr. Webster, can I talk to you a minute?
Why, good morning, my dear. You come right in and sit down.
Thank you.
Of course. You have some coffee?
No, thank you. I've had some.
No coffee.
I wanted to apologize for what happened last night.
Apologize? Why, you were lovely last night, Ma. Your dress was so pretty and your voice.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this.
Why, that's Penny's brooch.
I hope you won't be too sore at Montana for lifting it. You see, well, tomorrow's my birthday, and well, he wanted to give me something that looked like it might have set him back a couple of C's.
Lola, I'm very glad you brought that back to me before it was too late.
Gee, Mr. Webster, we didn't expect to see a big shot like you in here. What happened? A peeper on your tail?
A what on my what?
Flatfoot, copper. Big town got too hot for you, huh?
Oh, well, yes, it was a little warm.
Well, look, Mr. Webster, why don't you stick around here until the heat's off?
Well, I don't think I could stay that long. You see, the New York Times says it's going to be a very hot summer. Oh.
Oh, I get it. But you couldn't find a better place to hang out until that little bank deal of yours blows over.
Bank deal?
You don't have to stall with me, Mr. Webster. Saw the plans in your briefcase. Looked like a pretty smooth operation, too.
You mean that you think that I...
Sure, we're wise. And it's an honor to have somebody here with us besides a two-bit chiseler. You know, you're strictly big town, Webby.
Oh, thank you, Miss Lola.
If we had somebody like you for chief, we'd really be running high in the league.
Perhaps you and Mr. Montana don't really belong in this game. There are many people, you know, who strongly advocate going straight.
I tried it. So did Montana. We got nothing but tough breaks. Oh, no, Mr. Webster. We need somebody like you to help us out. Somebody who can show us the right way to operate.
Yes. Perhaps I could set you in the right path before it was too late.
Oh, please, Webby. Will you cut us in? Gee, I'll bet you've got a lot of ideas in that gray matter. Is it a deal?
It's a deal.
Oh, Webby!
Oh, there you are, Avery. Oh, darling. I do wish we could stay here instead of going on to the springs and watch all those fat men follow their tummies around.
My dear Penelope, you shall have your wish. I agree with you. I really feel that these newfound friends of ours are going to be a lot more interesting than anybody that we'd find up there at that resort.
Oh, yes.
So I say, let's put the screws on the springs.
Oh, Avery, you're wonderful.
Oh! My dear girl, is that your brooch?
So that's where it was. Now, isn't that just like me?
Isn't it?
Isn't it?
You know, darling, I've often thought it would be a good idea for a judge to come out from behind his law books and find out what makes people tick. And it occurred to me today that right here was a good opportunity for me to try a little social experiment.
You know, Avery, at times your voice sounds really beautiful.
Doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Of course, these newfound friends of ours must never know our real identity. And if I say anything or do anything that may strike you as peculiar, you must realize that I'm following a very well-defined plan of my own.
Oh, of course, dear, you could never do anything wrong.
Well, I'll try not to. Oh, I hope it works. You take this pretty little girl, Lola, and that tall chap that she seems to like so well. What's his name?
Montreal.
Yes. You know, if they'd had a better environment, their whole life might have been different. So I just thought I'd like to try and see if I couldn't show them the value of going straight before they venture too far down the wrong road.
Oh, Avery, you're a noble character.
Darling, Don't be corny.
I won't.
Oh, Mr. Webster, I feel like you've made a new woman of me.
That's what I intended to do.
Oh. Gosh, honey, ain't that chick?
That's a knockout.
Hey, you look like $1 million.
Yeah.
Gee, it's swell all right, honey, but I guess you mean all right, Mr. Webster, but I don't like guys buying her clothes.
Oh, now, please, Arkansas.
Montana.
Montana. A birthday is a very special occasion. And surely you wouldn't deny an old man like me the rare privilege of presenting a slight tribute like this to such a charming young lady. And besides, there's another motive behind my purchase of this cheesecake. You all want to be big shots? Well, you have to learn to dress the part. The proper clothes give self-respect. And self-respect is the first step on the road to success.
Now, what's this, a lecture on fashions?
You want me to act as your chief?
Mr. Webster's going to take over from now on.
But understand, ladies and gentlemen, it must be thoroughly understood that my wife has no idea of my activities in your behalf. She is particularly proud of my reputation as a lone wolf, and I doubt very much if she would approve of my association with this group.
Hey, wait a minute. Can't all the double talk, will you? Bow ties are, Chief.
That's right. And nobody's going to muscle in on my territory, see?
Well, Webster's all right, but we don't need no new boss.
Now listen to me, all of you. So far, this outfit of ours hasn't got to first base. What we need is a guy who knows all the angles, who's got a pipeline into headquarters, and Webster's the one.
Trying to ace me out, huh? Well, it won't work, mister.
Oh, now, please, bow tie. Why, this display of temper on your part is very crude. And another thing, the methods behind this mob are passé. In fact, the idea behind all mob warfare is passé.
Oh, yeah? Well, sashay your passé pan this way, baby, and I'll show you an up-to-date haymaker.
Open up in the name of the law.
It's the Bulls. Scram!
Wait! What's the matter with you people? Haven't you any courage? You, boy, show the gentleman in.
Hey, Mr. Webster, that sounds like a pinch.
It's all right, Mr. Cook. I'll attend to this situation.
Well, here you are, Cookie. Come on along with us.
I ain't done nothing lately.
Tell it to the judge.
Pardon me. Have you anything in the nature of a warrant?
Who wants to know?
Whereas at no time may any person or persons be subject to arrest at the hands of officers of the law unless proper authority in the form of an affidavit and/or warrant be legally presented to the individual or individuals accused.
And whereas you are the kind of a suspicious character who better keep out of this, and/or we'll be taking you in, too. Come along, Cookie.
What?
And no rough stuff.
You fix that.
Well, that done it. We better get going before they come back for all of us.
Nonsense, Ivory. I'll have Cookie out of stir like that.
And he can do it. I know he can.
Any of you gentlemen like to come with me?
No. You've been beating your gums for a long time, telling us what a big shot you are. Now, let's see you deliver.
Okay. In half an hour, Cookie'll be a free man if I have to take care of the judge himself. The rat.
But this is a peculiar situation, Judge Webster. The man was properly served with a warrant. Really, a man of your reputation involved with petty criminals.
My dear sir, there are times when a judge must be something more than just a bundle of legal quotations tied up in a silly-looking black robe. He's got to come out from behind his law books and find out what makes people tick in order to be able to help them.
A very unusual philosophy, Judge Webster, but now this plan of yours...
Well, it's an experiment, really, Randolph. These people are my guinea pigs, and the Jungle Club is my laboratory.
But even guinea pigs can sometimes be dangerous to society.
Yes, but I intend to inoculate them with the virus of honesty.
Well, it's a bizarre notion, but I'll grant your request.
Thank you, Randolph.
Cookie Blaine will be released immediately.
Thank you, Randolph.
But I don't mind telling you that this whole idea makes me very nervous.
I know a much better cure for nervousness than that.
What, for instance?
Eggs Aloysius.
Eggs Aloysius?
You throw a lot of hen fruit in a skillet, you add salami, I think it is, and they fight it out together somehow.
Oh, how dreadful.
Oh, how tasty.
Hey, fellas, I'm free as a boy. Webster sprung me.
Cookie,
Great work, Webby, great work.
Say, you know all the angles, don't you?
Hey, he ain't got a pipeline to headquarters. He's got a tunnel.
Boy, your wife is sure going to be proud of you when she hears how you handle that judge.
Hey, Nix, Cookie, Nix, don't you remember Webby said his wife isn't supposed to know anything about all this?
Oh, yeah, okay, Webby. Anything you say is Jake with us.
Thank you, gentlemen. I trust the little adventure this afternoon has taught you the peril of defying the law. Once a man comes under the shadow of the law, he never has a moment's peace, because the watchdogs of justice are continually on his trail.
Bravo! Boy, Webby, you ought to put them words in a handbook for San Quentin. Hey, with a bright boy like you a front for us, we don't never have to worry about the bulls.
We can get away with anything. Yeah, the United States Mint, maybe. What's the matter?
How do I know it's shot?
Oh, that sure puts us on the spot.
Yeah, we can't operate without automobile.
Hey, Jerry McAfee got in a lot of new models the other day.
Oh, you got something there, pal. All we've got to do is put Mr. McAfee temporarily out of commission and snatch one of the models.
Sure.
Assault with intent to kill, 10 to 20 years. Penal Code, Section 43. Theft of an automobile, 1 to 5 years. Penal Code, Section 82. Oh, no, gentlemen, we can't permit anything like that.
Oh, Webby, how are we going to be a big outfit if we haven't got a big swell car?
That's what I say.
Now, look, if you don't want to come in on this caper with us, we can handle it ourselves, you know.
Gentlemen, as your chief, it is up to me to act as front man in a pickup like that.
We're in.
Now you're starting to settle it. I knew you had it.
Yes, brother, you've come to the right man. I don't sell cars. I give them away. My wife thinks I should be put away, but do I care? Of course I don't care. I'm happy, my customers are happy, and everybody's happy.
Well, that's a very interesting philosophy, Mr.
McAfee. McAfee's the name. Now, you take this little model here, only going 200 miles on the speedometer. Anywhere else, it would have cost you $1,000. I'm going to sell it to you for $500. Do you know the reason why?
No.
I'm nuts. Now, here's the car's in very good condition. You can go on. Termites. They get everywhere, don't they?
Oh, well, I think I'm a little more interested in
that. There's a pip. There's a beauty. I can see you're a man of very, very good taste. Boys, get away from the car, please. It belongs to this customer line. Please, get away, get away.
Mr. McAfee, it's quite all right. These gentlemen are friends of mine, and I'm thinking of sharing a car with them, a sort of a club idea.
A club. A club. That's a great idea. Well, this is a buy of a lifetime. With a car like this, you can't go wrong.
Mm-hmm. That's what you think, yes?
Yes.
Now, is there any place, Mr. McAfee, where we could go and sort of discuss terms?
Terms. Terms, the gentleman says, just step this way. That's my specialty, terms. I'm selling that car at a very ridiculous price. Do you know the reason why?
I've no idea.
I'm cuckoo. That's the reason. Mm-hmm. But I don't care. 750, why, it's a steal.
Mm-hmm. Not yet.
What'd you say?
Who?
You.
When?
Just now.
Said something?
Didn't you say something?
Did I?
What? Why, I think you did. You said,
750.
750, that's what you said. That's the price, yes. You see, I don't know why I'm selling that car, but I know why. I haven't got good sense. That's the reason why.
What do you think of this one, Montana?
It's great. Let's go.
My wife always told me, she says, you'll have to go out of business soon. And if I... Hey! Those guys are getting away with my car. Operator, operator. Get me the police. These fellas are stealing my car. Hurry up.
Yes, Mr. McAfee, don't be ridiculous. I tell you, they're friends of mine. Those gentlemen are just trying the car out.
But they've got the wrong car. That car cost $850.
$850?
$850.
That's an outrage. That's the same model. That's the same year.
$850.
Couldn't you shave it down just a little?
Oh, no. I'm not that crazy. Why, even at $850, I'm losing money on the deal.
But you could have lost more.
Oh, no, I couldn't. Operator, get me the police. Hurry up.
All right, Mr. McAfee. It's all right. I'll take the car.
Oh, he's going to take it. Never mind.
Now, here's the setup. This warehouse in town is loaded with stuff rich people store there for the summer.
Oh, yeah, I know the place. We can cop enough swag out of that joint to set us up in business.
And there's only one night watchman on duty.
And he's draped already.
It's a breeze, isn't it, Mr. Webster?
No, Nebraska, no. This is an ill wind that'll blow you all behind the walls of the state penitentiary. Unlawful entry and grand larceny, 10 to 20 years. Penal code, section...
Okay, skip the fancy talk. We're not going to miss this chance.
Your minds are made up?
Yes.
That's right.
Very well, gentlemen. I no longer wish to consider myself as head of your organization. I've done my best to keep you out of difficulties. From now on, you'll take your own chances with the law. Mr. Cookie, you prepare my bill, will you? Mrs. Webster and my doll and I are leaving immediately.
Oh, please, Webby.
Come in. Oh. It's no use, Lola. The game is over. I've lost.
I know how you feel, Mr. Webster. Montana and I both realize that this sort of stuff is all right for a big shot like you, but, well, we'd only wind up behind the 8 ball.
You really feel that way about it? Well, perhaps what I've been trying to do hasn't been in vain after all.
Oh, no, it hasn't. The only trouble is Montana won't give up until he's got a stake.
A stake?
Well, enough so that he can set himself up in the garage business, and I can buy me a classy wardrobe for a cafe job. See, we figured on getting that tonight, and this was going to be his last caper.
It was?
Yes, but I'm scared, Mr. Webster.
Why?
Well, if you don't go along with the boys tonight, they'll get in trouble. They always do. And then, well, you want to see everything work out all right for us, don't you?
Lola, I think I want that more than anything else in the world.
Well...
Lola, I'll go along with the boys tonight.
Oh, gee, that's wonderful.
But the warehouse deal is out.
The warehouse?
For your sake, I'm going to cut the boys in on a little private deal of my own. A little caper that I've been planning for some time. And if we succeed, you and Oregon will get your steak with potatoes and gravy.
Hey, get a load of this truck, huh?
Must have been a tough job lifting that.
Oh, no, not with my technique. Now, my friends, I can't impress upon you too strongly the importance of tonight's venture. This joint is a veritable treasure trove. It's an Aladdin's cave of riches. And I am the only person who can lead you to the swag. For years, I've been dreaming of pulling this caper, and I want you to appreciate the fact that I'm cutting you in on the deal.
Sure we do.
Very well. Let's go.
Hey, some joint.
Yes, and you'll find it much more profitable in the warehouse.
That private door open. Hey, it's bow tie.
I warned you against crude, noisy methods like that. A scientific approach, much easier.
Where are the lights?
According to my scientific calculations, the light switch should be right there.
Hey, wait a minute.
Oh, I cased this joint thoroughly.
Boy, what a layout.
Looks like a morgue to me.
Hey, what kind of people live in this joint?
Well, this is the residence of a very well-known lawyer and his family.
Oh, a mouthpiece, huh?
A lawyer, a mouthpiece, and his family.
Well, ain't that lucky. Now it's my turn to get even, huh?
Huh?
Hey, shh. There's a lot of swag in the room over there.
Wait. All the valuable stuff is in there.
My, you'd think you were in your own home.
Yes, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you?
is this?
What is it? This is an art collection such as you have never seen.
You mean this junk?
Get her.
Skinny, isn't she?
No, I'm sure lawyers are cracked.
These are excellent examples of modernistic art, a very expensive hobby, and believe me, I know.
All right, all right. As long as it brings in dough to us. Come on, you lugs, let's move it.
Hey, Mr. Webster. Mr. Webster.
Yes?
Look at this.
Oh, my dear Ivory. Obviously, you're not a connoisseur. You don't want a thing like that. Why, that's just a cheap gimcrack. Let me show you something really worthwhile. Now, there is a collector's item. That is the famous Woman Eternal, the original. I tell you, it's a prize. Hold tight. What are you looking for?
Oh. The peat box.
Peat box?
Yeah, you know, the safe.
Yes, the safe. Don't tell me. Just a waste of time to look for that.
Why?
Why? Why, these people aren't the type to leave loose change lying around.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll take a look anyway. Hey, you guys. Here it is. Well, that's more like it.
You mean they keep money in that?
Yeah, it's one of the new models, too. Well, I guess we'll have to use a little soup on this baby.
Now, wait, Bowtie. You know how I abhor those cheap, old-fashioned methods.
Now, look, Mr. Webster, we're going to crack that peat box.
All right, Missouri, all right. But why create an explosion that'll wreck the house as well as our chances to escape?
Yeah, I suppose you can open it, huh?
Well, it is quite possible. A match. I need a match. Match the paper.
Here's a match. What's that got to do with it?
Gives me the sensitive touch.
Better than Jimmy Valentine.
Thank you, Arizona. But I tell you, it's empty.
I don't get it. How'd you know it'd be empty?
A little applied psychology, my dear Bowtie. I understand these people.
Now, let's look around and see what else we can find.
Uh-huh.
Lola. Hi, Cookie. Cookie, look who's here. Gee, honey, it's good to see you.
I'll be doggone, Jenny.
When'd you get out? Today. Well, sit down.
We have something to eat or have a drink.
No, thanks, Cookie. I'm not hungry. I was sorry to hear about 10 Spot. I know how you feel.
Yeah.
Now I think we better get ready to leave. Scram.
Oh, yeah, sure. Come on, fellas.
Hey, Lugs! You forgot this!
There is the crummiest bunch of junk I ever drug an eye over.
Junk? Get him. Mr. Webster picked out the classiest setup in town. People that live in joints like that just don't have junk around.
Well, if he says it's okay, it's okay.
Gee, this Webster guy sure rates around here. I'm dying to meet him.
Good evening, Mr. Cookie. Do you approve of the night's work?
Mr. Webster, we want you should meet an old friend of ours. She's been away on a little vacation. Jenny, meet the kid himself. This here is Mr. Webster, our new boss.
So
you're the guy I've heard so much about. Well, it seems to me we've met before, Mr. Webster.
Are you sure, Jenny?
Hey, Jenny, this is the guy that gave us a new start in life.
Yeah, well, he gave me 10 days in jail.
What's the matter with you, Jenny?
Those 10 days in stir must have knocked something loose in your noggin.
So you think I'm jail happy, do you? Well, Mr. Webster, are you going to tell the boys and girls who you really are, or do you want I should tell them?
Hey, what is this?
Miss Jenny is trying to say in her own inimitable way that I am Avery Webster, the presiding judge of the Supreme Court of this state.
Oh, you're kidding.
He's not kidding. Boy, have you all been played for a bunch of suckers. Making a pal out of the guy who set 10 Spot up for 10 years.
Now I know where I saw that face. It was at the Gaiety Theater that night they raided the joint. You gave me a month in the hoosgow and me using my biggest bubble.
Well, Mr. Webster, you've had a lot of fun making chumps out of us. Now we'll have a little fun with you.
Bow tie?
Shut up. You spoke your last 50-cent word.
Let's give him the works.
Wait a minute. Maybe Mr. Webster is trying to explain. Well, let's give him a chance to explain. The same kind of chance he gave me in 10 Spot.
Yeah, let's give him a kangaroo court.
Kangaroo?
I guess you never heard of that. We got our own kind of justice. You double-cross us and we'll put you on trial.
That's right. And if we find you guilty, we'll give you the maximum sentence. Personally.
Judge Webster, alias Mr. Webster, you're charged with double-crossing everybody present in this room. I want to warn you that anything you say will be used against you. Now go ahead and talk.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I plead not guilty to this charge of double-crossing. On the contrary, I shall prove that I have been your most sincere friend.
Shut up!
Mr. Webster, I'm charging you with worming your way into our confidence so you can get enough dope on all of us to put us in stir.
And him and his wife are drinking up all of my special champagne.
Yeah, and me having to wait on him hand and foot.
Pardon my laugh, but he's
Okay, we find the guy guilty. Come on, Judge, you give out with the sentence.
Well, that's it. The jury finds you guilty. I hereby sentence you to...
Oh, there you are. I've been looking for you. Look, I may be a little loco, but I'm still an honest man. Here's the slip that, no, that's my glasses. Here's the, wait till I find this. Here it is right here. There's the slip, the pink slip for the car you bought.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. McAfee?
How do you do? How do you do?
Your Honor, may I put a witness for the defense on the stand?
Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. McAfee, take the stand, please.
Take the what?
The stand.
The stand? Wait a minute. Wait. Don't muscle me around like that. What's the matter?
Now, Mr. McAfee, did I or did I not purchase a used car from you 3 days ago?
A used car? Yeah, why, of course you did. That's what the pink slip's for. That's what I just told you.
Thank you.
What's the matter here?
That's all. That's all, Mr. McAfee. Any questions?
No.
Well, you're excused.
Excused? Excused? What? After looking you gentlemen over, I'm going to change my slogan. I'm not crazy. You're crazy.
You mean we didn't steal that jalopy?
Montana?
Oh, thank you.
All our adventures were setups. Even the cash we were supposed to get from Joe Potter was actually my own money.
What about the house?
That was my own home.
Your own home?
As a matter of fact, since I've become their chief, not one of these friends of mine has been guilty of a single crime.
I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Well, let me explain it this way. For 30 years, I have administered justice according to the letter of the law. No extenuating circumstances. Then chance brought me here to the Jungle Club. And for the first time in my life, I met people like you, not as felons brought before me to sentence, but as human beings. Living among you as I have has taught me the meaning of the word pal, and has given me the privilege of trying to show to you that the old saying, crime doesn't pay, is true. I had hoped that by having myself arrested tonight and hauled off to the local jail would prove to you that even a super criminal could not beat the law. Unfortunately, Judge Jenny's arrival just at this time put a stop to all that.
You mean you took a chance like that just to Well, just to straighten out a bunch of lugs like us?
It means more than that, Miss Lola. It means that I had to straighten out myself. And I'm indebted to you, all of you, for teaching me that my duty as a judge is something more than simply following the letter of the law.
Brother, I never expected a real judge to give us a break.
Are you gonna fall for this line of gab? If he's so big-hearted, how come my man 10 Spot has to spend 10 years in jail? The guy's guilty and he ought to pay the penalty.
Miss Jenny, I realize that your man 10 Spot did receive very harsh treatment at my hands. But in my opinion now, his plea of extenuating circumstances is valid, and I would appreciate the opportunity of reopening his case.
Do you mean that? Honest, Judge?
Honest, Judge.
Well, I move that the jury bring in a verdict of not guilty.
And I second the motion.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Congratulations. See, that was swell.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I hope you enjoy yourselves.
Thank you.
Right this way, please.
Ah, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Reservation for Judge Randolph.
Oh, yes, this way, please.
I'll take that order, boy.
Well, Cookie.
Yeah.
My, this is a very gala occasion tonight. You should be very happy.
Thank you, Judge, I am. Just look at it. Now, there's as disreputable a mob, respectable a mob as you'll ever want to see. The cream of society. With some of the skimmed milk, maybe. You know, if business keeps up like this, Judge, I'm going to be able to pay that loan of yours back in a couple of weeks.
Eggs Aloysius, $5.
They didn't get that kind of dough in the old days, did they?
Never.
It pays to be honest.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a welcome to the Jungle Club. It's now my great pleasure to introduce to you our very lovely and charming star, Miss Lola LaForest.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and with your permission, I'd like to sing the favorite song of our favorite guest.
When you are blue, you'll find a song will always help you get along, for blues don't really mean a thing. So come on, everybody, let's all sing.
If you like me, then I like you, and I like everyone you like too, and there'll be wonderful things to do. If you like me, then I like you.
I really don't know what to say. Excepting this, crime does not pay. A word of warning I extend. Ah, Tempest Fugit, it's time for the end.
If you like me, then